Ready for it.
Thrilled for it.
Presenting Franks with Turbo Booster Jet Engine.
The first one to go out of playoffs contention against expectations, Chennai Super Kings. Aakash, the question around CSK at the end of every season, MS Dhoni, is he going to be continuing? And is this season perhaps CSK's best glimpse of how they need to look at life after Dhoni?
And I think they've already started looking at life, may not be after Dhoni, but yes, definitely for the next season. Because this was one team that always invested very heavily on experience. And I think they might have actually gotten a tad bit arrogant as well. That whatever doesn't work anywhere else, we can make it work. We can get players who are not performing, but you come to the CSK and we'll turn them around. So this is something, a realization. I feel they have... they've got this season, and therefore they've started looking ahead and looking in a very different direction. They're no longer looking at the experience. They've started going in a very youth territory, which was absolutely a no-go place for them. So that is happening. As far as MS is concerned, I'm not 100% certain whether this will be the last season. He could be back again next season, but one thing should be there if he's going to play. See, it's franchise cricket. It's not country versus country. Where you say, okay, this is right, this is wrong, and this is going to let my team down. Franchise might look at things very differently from all different vantage points, including the commercial one as well. But if he's going to play, then he has to be the captain. Because we saw you tried Jadeja, didn't work. You had Ruturaj, but then eventually if it is going to go to Mahendra Singh Dhoni again, and if the team is built around his philosophy of how the team should play, and then might as well be the captain, because he's not going anywhere. We all thought that he's going, but if he's not going, then be the leader.
Feels like a question we've asked you a few times over the last few years. What is your answer in 2025?
I personally think it's probably unlikely, purely because I just observe body language, and I just don't know if I see the same sort of body language that I've seen historically with MS Dhoni and Chennai Super Kings. And very much every team is a mirror of their leaders, and he's such a significant leader and has been for so long. And, you know, we all have a fire inside of us, and at times we need to recognise when that's starting to flicker and if not go out. And, you know, I just don't know whether that what I'm seeing is correct, but certainly my observations is that spark is not there that I've seen in previous years.
The failure of the revival, a second innings home, as Aakash pointed out, with a bunch of players was one part of it, but an equally big part of CSK's campaign, just the absence of the international and pedigreed stars not living up to their names?
Yep, yeah, quite possibly. I think if you consider their overseas players across the season, there wasn't probably the contribution that they would have expected and hoped for, with one notable exception in Nur Ahmed, who's been exceptional so far with the ball. I think a lot of it does come back to the auction and the project players they were attempting to revitalise in Rahul Tripathi, Vijay Shankar, Deepak Hooda. They didn't quite manage to find that magic potion that they often have with players in the second half of their career and manage to bring them back to life.
The direction they've taken, Aakash already alluded to it. We've seen a lot of younger players already. Has the mid-season replacements already done part of CSK's work going forward?
Yeah, I think so. It was a smart play. There's no point looking back. They need to look forward. Whether they're young players or whether they stick to their philosophy and integrate a couple of those young finds with some established players that haven't quite had the seasons with other franchises, time will tell. But there's no doubt that they need to revisit how they're going to, what's their magic recipe. We've seen it for many years, and it's been an incredible recipe, along with Mumbai Indians, two that have really nailed that down. But they nearly need to evolve now and look at it slightly differently. And part of that reason is the fact that, the MS Dhoni factor is massive, not only just performance-wise, but just the presence of MS Dhoni and his strategic nous is critical to their success.